Okay. Hi, everyone. We're trying to do an intro here.
No, we're not. Hi, my name is... Who?
My name is...
What? My name is... Austin.
Today we're doing the boyfriend tag. We have been requested to do this many a time, and we thought we'd wait until we hit our 1 year mark of dating, our anniversary. We hit our anniversary April 10th, so we decided to commemorate 365 days of us with getting your questions. I don't really think the boyfriend tag questions are super helpful in like really getting a feel for who we are, so we just asked all of you because you've seen him in quite a few vlogs. He's done some vlog takeovers for me, and he's been in like at least a handful of my main channel videos. So if you want more Austin, I'll try to link as much as I can in the down bar because I certainly can't get enough. So
we're gonna look on your questions online and we'll switch off. She's picking one, I'll pick one. She's picking one, I'll pick one.
All right, let's go to Instagram first. My girl Tiffany Ferg asked, what's a phrase that the other person says all the time? And I really like this question because I actually do have an answer for this. When we first started dating and I first started getting to know Austin, I realized that he always used that little phrase as well. Like he would use as well, like in texts, verbally, like he would say it all the time. And every time he would say it, I would like repeat it back to him because I realized like he kept saying it a lot. And so I kind of ruined it, and now he doesn't say it at all. Like I literally obliterated it.
She absolutely ruined it.
I know, I obliterated it from his language.
Like she loved it so much, but
I
then
loved
she
it
kept
so much.
making fun of me for doing it. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna stop saying it.
I know.
Now it's gone. Like literally,
it's gone. You'll never hear him say it.
I can't even fathom like saying it in my speech
anymore. He doesn't know
anymore.
how to use it anymore. It's so sad.
I don't think you have any like recurring like phrases that you say. Catherine's more just well-spoken and uses her vocabulary. Catherine's like the opposite. I stick with my words that I know and they sound good to me, but she's like pulls out all these weird ass words out of somewhere out of her brain that she learned in high school. I'm just
AP
like,
English,
okay.
boys.
Like literally, the reason I hated the SAT was because all those dumb vocabs, but vocabulary. But she's just like, I love vocab, so I guess like she doesn't really have any recurring phrases.
I just knew that you did, so I wanted to ask that.
Yeah. If you could travel overseas somewhere together, where would you go?
I would say Greece.
Really?
What'd you say?
I want to go to either Australia or Istanbul.
Okay. Australia would be a good one. I've already been to Australia, so that's why I was saying Greece.
So we could stay with my relatives, so it would be cheaper.
Christian asked, what thing does your significant other do that annoys you the most and why?
Go ahead, you can go first.
Wowie. For a while, he used to like flick me. I really didn't like that at all, but I got him to stop doing that. I think it's probably a tie between whenever he takes a nap in my bed and I'm like doing work in my room, he'll always kick out the covers. Like I tuck in my comforter at the very end of my bed, I take special care to do so, and he always just pushes it out, and it just...
I'm claustrophobic, so
I know,
I don't
just
like
takes
feeling,
so much work for me to do it.
I don't like feeling constrained, so... My parents, when I was like they were raising me, they taught me to eat fairly politely. But Catherine, the way she was raised, takes eating immensely utilitarian. So there's two things. Like, when she's eating, she'll like stick her tongue out to like
I don't think I do this.
Yeah, you do. I watch you. You stick your tongue out so you can fit more food in your mouth. So you're just like... and just like you have so much food in your mouth, and then when someone asks you a question and you need to answer, you're forced to speak with food in your mouth. And so she just like eats very like loudly and not super graciously. And the other thing is she does like when she drinks like ices, or like she's also just like a very loud eater. Like when she like slurps her icy,
no one has ever commented that about me at all.
When she slurps her ices, she like drinks it, but then she like goes like she swishes it around in her mouth. And here, let me.
It does not sound like that. That's not what it sounds like. That's not what it sounds like.
Yeah, it kind of sounds something like that. So she's like, I need to get all the flavor in my mouth. And I'm just like,
I eat in the way that tastes best. But I want to make sure I don't just drink the icy so it goes straight down my throat. Then you don't taste anything.
Okay, but you can taste it without like slushing it around in your mouth.
I know several people that drink that way, and also Austin is just very hypersensitive to eating sounds. Like I think his parents just like created this hyper awareness of it because no one has ever commented about me, ever.
I do.
Great.
I've been trying to get her to change that for like a year, and she's still.
It's hard,
like,
guys.
Literally, we had a debate about
It's
this.
hard.
We had a debate about this last night, so she's still made little to no progress.
Okay.
Adventures of Mao asked, what Disney character would you compare the other person to?
Whenever I go to Disneyland or anything, I always think Austin is exactly like Goofy. He's the perfect height. He's really silly, like really silly. I love that about him. And yeah, he can do the voice. So Goofy is definitely his sole Disney character.
Yeah. I can also do Donald. Let's see. Catherine would probably be Joy from Inside Out.
Yay.
Yeah. 99% of the time. And then the other time is like sadness.
We all have a little bit of it all in
Yeah.
us, so.
Yeah, so. But
All
yeah,
right.
she's usually Joy.
Hey. Bern Barajas said, if you guys had a doggo, what would you two name it? And before I met Austin, I was already planning on naming my two dogs Argus and Oslo. Argus, like the Greek myth of the dog with like 100 eyes, and Oslo because I just think it's a cool name and it's a city. And then we met this dog named Tank. What was he? He wasn't a pit bull. What was he? Just a bulldog? He was some sort of mix.
Bulldog.
I don't know. He was basically this chunky bulldog, and his name was Tank, and we thought that was really cute. And so we want to name a dog Bonk.
Yeah.
It's cute. But it has to be like a chunky dog. Bonk.
Bonk. Who's your inspiration TV couple? And that is easily Leslie Knope and Ben Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah, like honestly, it's like a fairly accurate representation
Yeah.
of our relationship.
Honestly, because like Leslie and Ben are both very organized people. Like they're both, in their own way, they are both very organized and like determined in that way.
And Ben does accounting.
Yeah, but Ben is like an accountant. Like he's very like logical, like, you know, that kind of thing. Like the dynamic between him and Andy is funny because he's so just like logical and like reasonable. And then Leslie is like much more like of a dreamer and is just like wacky.
It's actually such an accurate representation. Yeah. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. That's what Marley said, what is your favorite non-physical aspect about each other?
Probably for Catherine, it would be like her tenacity or like perseverance. Because, I don't know, at least like before I met her, I like had a hard time with like being super ambitious and like trying to fill up my schedule with all like things that were meaningful to me. Like when I like met her, I like recognized how like much of a hard worker she is, and that's like definitely rubbed off on me a lot, and like I've come so far in this past year. So I definitely think like she's a very hard worker. I definitely respect that, and she keeps pushing on even when times are really tough. So.
Oh, fight on. I'm the embodiment of fight on. My other thing about Austin, non-physical, obviously I love him, but my favorite non-physical would be just how thoughtful and caring he is, because I don't consider myself to be thoughtful or caring. Like my mom will tell you, like she thinks I'm a very selfish person, but Austin has made me a lot more thoughtful and caring and want to go out of my way to treat him better because he just does little things that mean a lot. Like he's very thoughtful, always asking like how I am, and like just super nice. Like I don't think you always discover guys like that, but I discovered that in Austin. I didn't expect it either, and it's been really, really nice. I also just want to say, if you have any questions about how we met, our first impressions of each other, any of that, we made an entire video on how we met on my vlog channel, so of course head over there for that. It's pretty cute. Okay, I'm going to Twitter to see what people said, and Stephanie Green just asked for dating and college advice. So what would we say to people to manage dating in college?
I'd just say like it's definitely like takes a lot of work. I'd recommend before you actually like start getting into like a serious relationship, like sit down with the other person and like talk about what your expectations are for the relationship. So like at least when we first started dating, like we kind of really didn't do that, and there was a pretty big disconnect between us. and it felt like even within like a month we were already kind of just like it wasn't working out super well.
I did not feel that at all.
Well, yeah, because Catherine was laughing La La Land. But like, at least like I didn't feel like I was being like fulfilled by the relationship because she was always super busy and I was always the one who's like left hanging. I felt like my time wasn't valuable. So I genuinely told her like, I don't need, like for Catherine, the way that she is like feels like love and like being fulfilled is through like me helping her with things, like me going out of my way to help her with things, and I'm always like able to do that. But like the way that I like receive that is I just want to like spend time with her, and because she wasn't able to give me a lot of that, it was really hard until I actually like said like I want to spend more time with you. So pretty much just like figure out what a fulfilling relationship means for you, and then go out of your way to make that happen for the other person, even though it may be difficult, and it will be difficult, but that's kind of how you have to do it.
Yeah, I would say my advice is twofold. In that one, dating in college is honestly like taking on another extracurricular. Like it honest. Stop.
You think I'm a resume line?
No, but I'm saying like it takes like a lot of time. Like it's like something that like daily, like you want to make sure you're seeing the person and checking in with them, and like you need to have time devoted to them, and like we do study together and we do like work on stuff together, but like you need to have time that's not just that.
Yeah.
So that's like really important, that you're not just like what he was saying, like when you spend time together, it has to be quality time. So you really have to determine like, do you have time for that? Because if you don't, it's not in your best interest to get into a relationship in college. And then my second piece of advice is to not isolate yourself from the rest of the people in your friend group, and really make sure you're spending time like getting to know the other person's friends and their social group, because you don't want to have it be really uncomfortable and everyone feels uncomfortable around you. Like Austin is honestly like really a good part of our house. Like people are really fond of him in my house, and he has friends with my like band friends, and like he knows my roommate.
Katpatricia asked, what's your relationship like off camera? Honestly, like I think it's not too different. Like just take however like weird you think I am and like, just magnify that by like maybe 10 times.
I've like tried capturing the weirdness, and either he says no or I just can't pull the camera out fast enough. Like
yeah, I'm a strange person.
Yeah.
So that one's funny.
That's good. Thank you all for celebrating our anniversary together and doing this goofy little Q&A. Thank you for all the questions. I'm gonna go back through my Instagram and Twitter and reply to the ones I didn't answer, just for the courtesy of it all. But if you have further questions, you can always leave those down below. I'm sure he'll be in more videos, which is why you should head over to the vlog channel, especially with questions about how we met and everything. And I'll see you all next time. Katherout.